The Los Angeles Lakers are used to making a big splash in the NBA world. They're a legendary franchise, so they have one of the biggest stages in the entire association. Just look at how the team traded to bring Luka Doncic to Los Angeles last season to couple with LeBron James, which was really the most dramatic move in the 2024-25 season. Well, the Lakers could be making another big move by trading James. It sounds insane, but the rumblings aren't getting any quieter. James wants to win a championship, and he also wants to have a good relationship with his team, so those factors might push him away from Los Angeles next season. Now, one NBA reporter says that this insane choice of moving James away from Los Angeles is becoming more real by the day. Here's why. The Lakers' only untouchable players, not LeBron James. The Lakers have a lot of star power on their roster, but only two players are being called untouchable. In a piece published on Monday, July 14th, by Tyler Watts of Lake Show Life, Watts makes the case for Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves being the only untouchable Lakers. As for LeBron, Watts notes that he's unhappy with the transition from being his team to Luka's, and that the 40-year-old may not be on their roster for the 2026-27 season, so trading him at the deadline can't be ruled out. Watts is referring to the report from Ramona Shelburne and Brian Windhorst of ESPN, in which they say that while James gets the Lakers' decision to move towards building a roster around a younger player in Luka, he was frustrated with how they did it. James understood the Lakers taking advantage of an opportunity to pivot to the younger superstar. But from James' perspective, sources said, nuance was sometimes lost during the transition, the report stated. Doncic had never asked to be a Laker. James, for his part, had chosen LA, coming in 2018 when the team had missed the playoffs 5 consecutive seasons, the worst run for the franchise since it moved from Minneapolis. 2 years later, James had helped deliver a 17th championship. Other players the Lakers could trade. Back to Watts' piece, he notes that many other Lakers players are available for a trade before February, including Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, and Maxi Kleber. That leaves Doncic and Reeves as the only untouchable ones. He adds that the Los Angeles Lakers got a gift when Luka fell into their laps and that they shouldn't waste it by saving cap space and hoping another superstar chooses LA. Pelinka should be working the phones right now trying to make upgrades and gauging the value of everyone not named Doncic, Watts concludes. That is their path to winning it all whether fans like it or not. So, Watts believes that each day that passes, it gets more likely that the Lakers will bid farewell to James. Then, the question becomes, where would he go? One thing is for sure, if James is traded, it's going to be a massive deal and one for the books. Shake Milton's non-guaranteed salary for 2025-26 is quickly approaching its decision date on July 20th. The Los Angeles Lakers have reportedly already made their choice in what to do with that roster spot after potentially cutting ties with the veteran guard. The Athletic wrote, the Lakers have additional roster work to do. The team can create a roster spot by waiving guard Shake Milton, and team sources have said that improving the team's point of attack defense is a priority. The decision to part ways with Milton would be unsurprising. As soon as the Lakers brought back Jackson Hayes, roster spots for 2025-26 were filling up quickly. The Lakers guard stood out like a natural candidate to get outright waived. Lacking a true point of attack defender also showed itself as a natural area for improvement with this roster. If things are quiet on the trade front for the Lakers, moving away from Milton and grabbing one of the free agents still available should be an easy and necessary decision for Rob Pelinka. Lakers' perimeter defense remains a point of concern. Looking at the projected starting lineup of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton will quickly highlight the need for a player who can come in and have a defensive game plan centered around them matching up with the prominent 1-3 on an opposing team. The Lakers lack that currently. Many fans hope the answer to that problem could be Andrew Wiggins. However, the rumored asking price set by the Miami Heat was way too large of a demand for the Lakers to meet. If the Lakers plan on heading into 2025-26 with a starting lineup listed above, they need a player who can immediately come off their bench and have defense as their primary focus. Those specialists do not grow on trees. However, there are some still available who can address that need. The Jackson Hayes signing brings the Lakers to 15 official roster players. Luka, Vincent, Bronny. AR/DK/Goodwin Milton. Rui/Laravia/Thiero. LeBron/Vondo. Ayton, Hayes, Kleber. Milton's $3 million contract is non-guaranteed. The Lakers have until July 20th to decide on his deal. Jovan Buha, July 3rd, 2025. DeAnthony Melton sticks out as the most obvious candidate to come in and take the open roster spot that the Lakers are trying to create. However, the concern would be whether the free agent has made plans to sign elsewhere at this point. If not Melton, Josh Okogie might be of interest after being waived by the Charlotte Hornets the other day. Okogie does not bring the same kind of offensive upside to go with his defense, but playing beside Doncic would hopefully make life a lot easier for him on that end. Holding out for a buyout of Marcus Smart from the Washington Wizards could prove worth the gamble. Smart is not at the caliber of Defensive Player of the Year levels anymore. However, the two-way guard remains effective enough to take a shot on. The choice to move on from Milton should be a formality for a Lakers team trying to piece together the last key few moves to contending in the Western Conference. Making the most of the flexibility that will come to them is pivotal. The Los Angeles Lakers' offseason plan has been driven by the intent to become a more cohesive unit capable of contending for the title. Although the team has taken steps in the right direction, it's evident that these efforts aren't sufficient. The Western Conference is expected to be extremely competitive next season, especially as teams improve their roster strength. In this regard, the Lakers' efforts have seen them acquire Jake LaRavia to add wing depth and DeAndre Ayton to solidify their big man rotation. The purple and gold endure added pressure to become contenders as the likelihood of LeBron James requesting a trade increases with each passing day. To improve their chances of retaining their superstar, the front office must act quickly to acquire another to solidify their lineup. In a bold trade proposal shared by Sports Illustrated's Jackson Caudell and Rohan Raman, featuring the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks, the Lakers can fulfill all their goals at the price of their key assets. Let's take a look at the trade idea. Proposed trade details. Los Angeles Lakers receive Bam Adebayo. Miami Heat receive Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, Dalton Connect, 2031 first-round pick. Atlanta Hawks receive Maxi Kleber. The Hawks play the role of facilitators in this trade, taking on the cap hit of Maxi Kleber's contract to give the Lakers and the Heat more leeway with navigating their salary cap structure. In this scenario, the acquisition of Bam Adebayo transforms the Lakers' starting rotation. Meanwhile, with Austin Reeves, Miami's backcourt becomes significantly more formidable. With this in mind, we explore the deeper impact of the trade on the teams involved. The Lakers form a Big Four. Bam Adebayo's arrival would usher in a new era for the Los Angeles Lakers. With the gifted two-way big man joining the team, the Lakers effectively form a Big Four with Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Bam Adebayo, and DeAndre Ayton. The frontcourt pairing of James, Adebayo, and Ayton has a lot of merit. Despite being slightly undersized for a traditional center, Adebayo remains a dominant defensive presence. Owing to his length, athletic ability, and strength, the 3X All-Star is capable of anchoring the team's defense while also being a key player on the offensive end. Last season, he recorded noteworthy averages of 18.1 points and 9.6 rebounds while shooting 48.5% from the field and 35.7% from three-point range. His ability to stretch the floor and operate from the mid-range made him a viable offensive threat. When paired with Ayton, the two big men would make for a formidable rebounding duo. Meanwhile, his athleticism would also make him a capable lob threat alongside Doncic, who is known to reward his centers. Adebayo's addition also gives a lot of flexibility to the team with regard to how they play James. At 40 years old, the Lakers would do well to limit the minutes played by their superstar to conserve him for the postseason. With a 27-year-old already shouldering a bigger role on defense, the Lakers could also look at James being given more time to rest during games. Adebayo also signed a 3-year, $160,838,784 deal, which will come into effect in the summer of 2026. Considering that James will be a free agent by then, the Lakers would benefit from trading for him now, as he becomes a part of the team's long-term plans involving Doncic. The Heat acquire young talent. This trade scenario sees the Miami Heat acquire a plethora of talented young players from the Lakers, as well as draft capital. With Austin Reaves becoming the most valuable asset in the package, the Heat would benefit from his arrival the most. Austin Reaves' addition would have a massive implication for Miami's current starting rotation. Considering that the franchise completed a trade to acquire Norman Powell from the Clippers, the addition of Reaves would effectively let them start with a three-guard lineup. Reaves' offensive upside has been acknowledged by several teams around the league. Considering his averages of 20.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5.8 assists per game, the 27-year-old is capable of creating shots for himself as well as for his teammates. Reaves' arrival could complicate Miami's plans for Tyler Herro, given their similar roles and skill sets. But with the two guards running the Heat backcourt, Miami could be a troublesome team for opposing defenses. In addition to Reaves, the Heat would also acquire Gabe Vincent and Dalton Knecht. While Vincent primarily adds defensive support and experience to the backcourt rotation, Knecht brings a lot of value as a scorer. With Duncan Robinson headed to the Detroit Pistons in the offseason, the Heat require perimeter shooters to boost their bench depth. Last season, the 24-year-old recorded an average of 9.1 points while shooting 37.6% from beyond the arc heading into his sophomore season. The Heat could expect better productivity from the young guard. While the draft capital is undoubtedly valuable, Miami would gain additional cap flexibility next summer as Vincent is on an expiring contract and Reaves has a player option. While Reaves may demand a max extension after opting out of his contract, the Heat will have some latitude in deciding on this matter. Who benefits from this trade? This trade scenario is certainly a massive one, considering the number of moving parts and assets changing hands. But in the overall scheme of things, this trade may not be beneficial for the major players involved. The Lakers stand to lose the least in this scenario. The addition of Bam Adebayo would indeed transform the purple and gold into a super team. But this comes at the cost of their bench strength and their future. In a league moving away from the Big Three era, a move like this would be counterintuitive. While James' ultimatum certainly puts the purple and gold on a win-now timeline, the Lakers may not benefit from this gamble in the long run. The Heat stand to lose the most in this scenario. While expiring contracts would allow them to make moves in the future, they would be in an extremely weakened position without their defensive anchor next season. Kel'el Ware shows promise, but expecting him to take over from Adebayo at this stage would be overestimating his abilities. In addition to this, the overlap between Reaves and Herro could lead to more conflict in the backcourt than good, potentially leading to a greater drop-off in productivity. The Hawks may be the only team that benefits from this deal, as a healthy Maxi Kleber is still capable of contributing to a winning team. When also considering that he's on an expiring contract, Atlanta would enjoy cap flexibility for next year.